Kentucky. That's a good place to be.
Yeah, my team is based here, and we've got a couple of products that we're a little behind on. So I came home to help rally the team and do what I could.
Well, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Ready?
Right.
All right.
Okay, well, great. So why don't you tell me about your company?
15
Yeah,
minutes.
my name is Tony Leonard. I'm the founder and CEO of VersityU. To give you a little background, previously I've had two exits. One in the EDTECH arena. We actually had an LMS that we sold to Blackboard back in 2009.
What was it?
It was called Angel LMS.
You were a founder of Angel?
Yes, sir.
Very good friend of mine is Ray Henderson.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Good people.
Yeah.
I was-
He used to work for me for many years, and
Yeah.
we
Christopher and I actually started the program back at IUPUI many years ago.
yeah, in Indiana. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I know Angel very well. Okay.
Okay, so I'm the original architect.
Fantastic. Wow.
Yeah. So about 2.5 years ago, my daughter, who was in nursing school, came to me and was a bit distressed about her failing and not feeling like she was prepared for the boards. So me having a background in education and technology, I thought, I can build to help you better prepare for your exams and your boards. So I created a distant learning flashcard app inside of an Access database. Nothing fancy, just something for her. Well, this application grew and grew in popularity at the University of Louisville. It actually made its way to another university, and I got a call from one of the proctors and said, "Hey, do you mind if we use your app?" And of course, I had no app, and what are we talking about? So, long story short, that's actually how NurseVersity was born. It's an
it.
example. So to
So
fast forward
it's
now a
basically
little,
test.
Vers-
It's basically test prep for nursing and allied health.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And you started basically as a digital flashcard. What is it morphed into now?
Basically, it's morphed into a personalized study calendar. We've got mock exams, we've got videos, and obviously flashcards. The power of our application is an AI bot that we call the advisor. The advisor basically assesses the student throughout the entire process as you interact with each of the applications.
So you basically have your virtual tutor advisor.
That's right.
That's
Exactly.
looking at how you're doing, and through AI gives you feedback and guidance.
That's right. Basically, the AI bot will fill your study blocks with material that we own, as well as reference books that you own to materials that you need to review prior to moving on to the next block of content. Our content is crowdsourced. To date, we've got NurseVersity, PTVersity, and as of October 30th, we've done 1.5 million in sales.
And it's crowdsourced. The crowdsourcing is students, teachers, all of the above.
All the above. We
And
actually
what kind
start
of
off with.
what
I'm
kind
sorry.
of what kind of validation do you do, or is it just the crowd says it's good?
No, actually, we've got about 80 professionals, as well as editorial folks that are contract to hire with us that help us ensure that our stems are solid and as good as they possibly can be. And then once those go through that process, it's a 3-step process. It comes into the application, and then the students themselves can QA it as well.
Right.
So we've got a p-value system set up in real time that will allow them to evaluate and give feedback. If it drops below our baseline, the question becomes automatically deactivated.
And this is a B2C play.
Yes, it is.
And do you envision any kind of B2B, or do you see it?
Yeah, we have 4 universities today. Baylor being one, University of Louisville, IU, and Purdue. Needless to say, those are some old friends of ours, and we're very gracious that they agreed to take a look at our application and now are paying customers.
And so they in that model they basically buy stuff, and it's a per student license fee. Is that what the way it would work?
That's right. They bought X amount of licenses or seats for a certain price, and then they distribute that to their students.
Right. And do you see that as a long-term go-to-market or not?
I think that will be a subsidized version, but our B2C market right now, we are actually taking out a lot of the market shares because no one is really focused directly to them. And our ambassador program has been very successful. We're going to continue to grow it, work with the student associations, and continue to sell B2C. And then obviously as we mature, I think that more of the universities will start to be a little more receptive to taking our calls.
No, as you get a lot of usage. What do you charge students?
$4.99, it's a flat fee.
And that's a subscription to all-you-can-eat usage?
Yep, all you can eat until you pass.
So it's $4.99 forever until you pass. Wow. And that's $4.99 a month?
Yep. No, that's $499.
Oh,
one fee.
one. I got it.
Yeah.
$4.99. So you get a lot of money up front, and okay, got it. And so you're at 1.5. When did you launch this?
2 years ago.
And when did you start charging?
About a year ago. So in the last 12 months, actually since January, so we're 10 months in now, or 11 months, we've done 1.5 million in sales. We did 270 last year.
And is since it is viral, are you getting a sort of disproportionate amount of business from certain schools where the students are all talking to each other?
Absolutely. That basically, if you do a search for us on SEO, we're still way under the radar.
Yeah.
Our program has actually grown viral, all by students telling other students. And we do what we call campus stops, where we'll actually go visit a campus, give what we call our dog and pony show, and the students show up. We give them a webinar, we onboard them, give them 7 days free to try it, all they can eat, and our businesses continue to grow.
So the go-to-market is the viral ambassadors. The ambassadors, do they get paid at all, or is it?
Yes, they get a stipend. Basically, students get paid per seat. They get paid per individual that they bring to the webinar, as well as those who actually purchase.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
If a student sells 100 seats, we also take them to Cabo.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So what do they get on a per seat commission?
It ranges anywhere from $5 to $10.
And what are your costs? I mean, what's your, you have.
My CAC.
Yeah. Well, first,
my CAC is $52.
I'm sorry.
My CAC is $52.
Okay, that's the customer acquisition cost.
Yes.
And then what are your costs to actually develop the fixed cost of developing the content and technology, and then your marginal, your gross margin just to run?
We average about $4 per question. To build out a particular, like we're building out US Simile, and it's costing us about $150,000 to build out that one product exam.
So you have a product, you have test prep for the nursing exam.
Yes.
You have
test prep
for PT. You're going to now do, what's your next one? Dental
and MD.
And MD. And to do the nursing cost you what? To develop that program?
To do the nursing, it cost us $200,000 to do all four. We've got RN, LPN, family nurse practitioner, and CNA. So we've actually got 4 exams.
And all of that cost $200,000.
Yes.
And then PT costs what?
PT was about $150,000.
Okay. When, if you look at your model, when do you start break even and start generating?
Oh, I already have. We're actually.
Oh, you're cash positive now?
Our EBITDA is going to be about $480 this year.
Really? Wow. What's your needs? What are your needs right now, and how can I potentially help you?
Contacts, relationships. Today, when I knock on a door of a university, they tell me it's really nice to see a small company growing. Come back to us when you are much bigger and more experienced. Even though they're using Kaplan or Pearson or Hearst Review, they're still quite satisfied with a 78 or 80% pass rate. The cost of switching to someone they don't know is not anything they would even consider right now.
Right. So really you have to keep building up the viral, but also
That's
have
right.
some contacts where, they might take you more seriously even without the student numbers right now.
That is correct.
What's your opinion of ATI? Because that's another company that's in this space.
ATI is horrible.
Okay.
And that's not just me, that's the students. Their content is outdated.
Because they charge a lot. Your stuff
Yeah.
would seem to be very disruptive to them.
Yes. We hope so.
Okay. Well, listen, this is really interesting.
Yes.
What's your team?
There's 7 of us. We're all based right out. Actually, I'm in southern Indiana, which is about 15 minutes from Louisville.
We're gonna lose all, with that.
I don't know what
Yeah.
is someone calling you or?
No?
I think with that we'll just end.
That's not me.
Okay. All
think it
right.
was someone-
Maybe we
okay,
should
then we're
just
good.
start back at the viral.
Okay, so they want us to.
Yeah, wrap up.
I'll ask them a question they asked before. They're taping this. So we'll just repeat what we just did. So basically, the go-to-market is you have to get the viral before people can take you seriously.
That's right.
And then tell you about ATI because I think this could be disruptive and why you think maybe.
ATI. The problem that we've heard, and this is talking to a lot of the students, is ATI is currently being forced to them, as is some of the Kaplan products, and their content is very old and stale. One of the students pulled up and showed me, all types of issues grammatically with ATI as well as the integrity of the content, which is pretty sad. They have no way of giving real-time feedback on their content. It's a cookie-cutter approach, so everyone takes one bite at a time of the same material, which is, it can be good, but in this situation where students all learn differently, our study calendar will update based on you. So if you're used to learning better with videos, our AI bot will recognize that and serve more videos to you.
Got it.
Tony, I'm so sorry. 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Have you explored any as a go-to-market any possible relationships with publishers where they could,
We have not, but that is definitely something because our platform we found that works, with the multiple disciplines, and that would be a great relationship.
It's because I could maybe open some doors certainly at Pearson,
Yeah.
McGraw-Hill, and also obviously you would probably ATI and Ascend would be a competitor.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't want to go with them, but.
Well, maybe they might want to white label our application so they can have a better engine to.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
I know it's very early, but do you see the exit as probably being bought by a larger company? Is that?
Yes,
Yeah.
I see us being acquired.
Yeah.
Today, we're all bootstrapped 100%. And I think that next year we'll do 5 to 10 million with these 4 products. I think in 5 years we're going to be at 50 million. And I think sometime between now and then, someone's going to come along and gobble us up.
And would you, and is your view they'd be gobbled up first by a strategic like a Pearson or Ascend, or would you see yourself being gobbled up first by private equity could help you scale, or does it really matter?
I think that it could be a combination of both. I think a private equity would probably want to get involved early if they understand the industry and the market. And then obviously from there, a Pearson or McGraw-Hill would definitely be interested in seeing what we have to offer.
Yeah, and I think a private equity potentially would want to get involved.
Yeah.
But since you're profitable, what are your capital needs in terms of expansion?
Currently we have none. I was fortunate enough to have a nice exit, so I've been using my own money. I've got a partner who also has been fairly successful, and between the two of us, we can at least get us to that $20 million mark ourselves.
Got it. Okay, and then do you have any business development people that you, and maybe
Not
too,
yet.
too early
Do
for
you have
that?
someone you could recommend?
Possibly,
Yeah.
I mean, possibly.
Yeah, like, today there's only 7 of us.
And they're pretty much all on the technology side?
Yes.
Yeah.
And my wife is an instructor. She actually teaches at the University of Louisville, so she oversees the editorial team. She's a nurse practitioner, and then of course my daughter, who's an RN, but she loves what she's doing and has very little interest in coming to this side of the business.
Yeah. And do you have any kind of advisory board or people,
I do have a small advisory board. They're made up mainly of a couple of deans and some strategic partners that we're trying to grow.
who are the strategic partners?
Well, we've got the University of Louisville. We've got the Dean of Nursing on our board there. We've got a guy named Larry Benz who owns a lot of physical therapy businesses as well as an instructor. He's on our board of directors. We've got John, who is on our board of directors as well.
John, which John? I know a lot of John. Jonathan Harbour?
Yeah, Jonathan Harper.
Oh, Jonathan Harper's on your board of directors. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this is very interesting to me. I think what I like about it is it's a market that is a real market.
Yes.
Students will pay. Generally, I'm not a big fan of freemium, but in this case, students will pay for stuff that helps them pass the test. No question about it. I do agree that ATI is a little clunky.
Yeah.
And you have a proven record for technology with Angel, and you're already showing some traction. So, I'd be interested in learning more and helping you out the degree I can. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. I'll reach out to you and
Yeah.
we'll see if we can't schedule some time.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'd like to learn more about the product and more of the details of stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. Give you a tour.
Good. Okay. Well, nice to meet you,
All right.
Tony.
All right. Thank
All
you.
the
Nice
best.
meeting you.
Okay.
Take care.
We're good.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're-